Guitar case, and I also had a tactical vest filled with shotgun slug rounds.
In 2018, a 19-year-old former student entered the Forest School with a hidden shotgun, surveillance vest, and tons of ammunition, and ended up shooting a student in the foot. Furthermore, he surrendered himself and is currently facing the sentence of 30 years in prison. It's Friday, April 20th, 2018, a normal morning in Forest High School, Ocala, Florida. It's 8:15 a.m., and school buses arrive with more than 2,300 enrolled students. Along with them, a 19-year-old former student, Sky Bouche, enters from the school gate in his Nissan SUV. The 2016 dropout parks his car in the student's parking and takes a blue bag and guitar case out of it. He entered the school just like a normal student with music classes. Bouche could be seen entering and going on the upper floor like a normal student, but he had something odd planned in his mind. As he was carrying a 1930s shotgun in his guitar case that he brought from a private sale, and his bag was filled with bullets and a vest. As he went up, he entered the boys' changing room. The classes were started, so there was no one in there. He simply got out the vest, wore it, and filled it with ammunition and a small knife. Then he took the shotgun out of the guitar case. It seemed like he was all ready for an intense battle, something that seems right out of a video game. He then walked through the hallway and past a random girl who didn't notice his vest or the gun in his hand. Or she might have thought that it's someone dressed for a drama or skit. Bouche then headed to room 229 in the corner of hallway D and C, where an English teacher, Haddon, was handing out worksheets to the students. He stood out for some time, and then shot a bullet through the door. There was a 17-year-old student standing beside the dustbin along the door and got the bullet in his ankle. His foot started to bleed, but no one had any idea what really happened there. He sat on the bench with his head down, while the teacher couldn't call 911 because of bad signals, so he called school staff. Several members of school administration rushed in along with MCSO Deputy Jim Long. The principal and basketball coach also rushed in and started to give first aid treatment to Evan. Jim took his body camera along and started to record the whole incident. As soon as he reached there, he was shocked to see the situation. The first disturbing thing that he noticed was the smell of gunpowder. That was the time when the coach and principal looked at each other and shouted, "Code Red."
Right here, hold on. Secure. What the hell is that?
Who was that?
X3996. 996 996 and I think it was a signal 35.
Code Red means the highest rate of emergency. The coach went out shouting Code Red in the hallways, which meant to lock all the children within classrooms in some sort of curfew because they had no idea about the intruder or where he was.
If you could, send me signal 55, C hallway. Hey, lock this school down.
Another teacher in hallway D pointed at the gun laying on the ground. Jim rushed to it and reported that there's a shotgun in front of him, but the shooter could be found nowhere.
996 and I have a shotgun in D hallway laying on the ground. Did we lock the school down? Lock the school down now.
On the other hand, Bouche panicked when he heard Evan screaming and dropped his shotgun on the ground. Feels like it wasn't something that he planned. It all happened on its own. Suddenly, one of his older teachers named McManus Panasuk found him, and she allowed him to enter the room.
Open the door. Ain't nobody in here.
McManus informs the staff and they further tell Jim the room details. Jim rushed there and found Bouche laying upside down on the ground, and teacher McManus was standing beside him.
Building 11 is clear, that's where I was. X3996 on channel 2.
Down on the ground.
X-ray 1 to where? 51 out 51.
What the hell?
Sheriff's Deputy Jim got himself over Bouche and handcuffed him. It was an unexpected incident that was really hard for anyone to digest, because it made no sense how he got in there, why he shot a person, and more surprisingly, why he dropped the gun himself and gave himself up instead of running or trying to escape. Jim ordered everyone to leave the place, and his first reaction was, who is he? And what is he doing here? He was looking at Ms. McManus with a questionable stare.
Put your hands behind your back. Everyone out. Okay, stop right there. Stop right there. Who is he?
He's the shooter. He shot through the door.
If someone... Hold on just one. Go secure the gun for now.
Where's that?
It's in the hallway.
Restroom.
Secure. There's another one in the restroom?
No, I said the gun's in front of the restroom.
Okay.
Furthermore, totally shocked, Jim asked him if he had any further weapons.
What is your name?
Sky Bouche.
Sky Bouche, and you used to go to school here?
SKY Bouche. I used to go here last year, yes sir. Or the year before. My car.
And your car is where?
It's
What color is it? What kind is it?
It's a Nissan exterior. It's got pink duct tape and a broken window.
996 burn. If someone can go secure this subject's car, it's in the parking lot. It's a Xterra. I'll get you the information here in just. What kind of car is it? A silver Xterra with duct tape on it in the student parking lot.
Pink duct tape.
What is it?
Let's report subject vehicle to
Pink
silver
duct
exterior
tape.
with duct tape on it. If a unit could advise if there's 12 with it.
And there's pink duct tape on it, he says.
Senior parking lot.
Sky explains all the information about his car and furthermore explains how he got himself into the school. You could hear the unbelievable remarks of Jim because it was a shocking thing that a kid would come inside a school with a weapon.
Or by the gym or by the auto. How did you get up here with a shotgun? You just carried it up here?
Yes sir.
Are you kidding me?
Police come in the meantime as Jim explains the situation to them and head on to search the places pointed out by Bouche.
Let's get him up here.
Frost coming in here?
What's that?
You need Frost coming in here?
I don't need anybody in here. I really don't. But he says there's no more.
The officers kept asking questions to Sky about his family, how he came in, and why he did it all.
There is no explosions or anything that else is going to happen. He said that there's nobody else. That's what he's saying. Am I right?
Yes sir.
Put me out of Forest High School.
Is he a student here, Jimmy?
No. He used to be, he says.
Kilo 5652, man.
After inquiring about all that stuff, they waited for the police team to give them the green signal to move Sky Bouche.
10611, 10,611.
Officers took him into the car, checked his vest pockets, and after they made sure he's harmless, they took him along to the police station.
I don't know about this thing.
After that, people came out of their homes resisting it because they were worried that their kids were in danger in the school. So in a hurry, an interview was arranged to see it all from Sky's perspective so people could be controlled. Let's have a look at it. He tries to justify himself that he didn't do it intentionally. If he would have wanted to do something like that, he could have done it in a really bad way.
Doesn't matter now.
Do you feel sorry? Do you feel remorseful?
Yeah. That's why I put down the gun. I could have kept going. There was no officers there to stop me. I put it down because there was a girl there. She didn't run from me. She just, I shot through the door. I could have shot her, but I don't know. I just couldn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
So I just shot through the door. She was walking and crying and walking away, and that just made me just throw down the gun instead of pumping it. Instead of shooting more doors, I stopped. And I gave myself to a teacher.
He furthermore explained that he was never trying to hurt anyone, and when he got to know that someone got injured by his action, he felt helpless and terrible, so he surrendered himself.
So that was unintentional, what happened there?
It was just through the door. But I heard someone screaming like they were hurt, because I never heard that scream before. So, but what I got to say to him is nothing. He's going to think whatever he wants about me. I don't.
What do you foresee in your future now after today?
Solitary.
Is there any kind of message that you want to send, your side of this?
This part needs special attention because he just pointed out a huge problem in our society. When we talk about mental issues, we think about violence or something traumatic. But as you can see, the feeling of being left out and not having an interacting family could ruin lives too badly.
I was just around mental illness my whole life, but I wasn't hit or anything. It was probably just neglect a lot.
So you're around mental illness.
I'm not mentally. I'm more of a.
I'm just saying, were you around?
Yeah, so a lot of bipolar, schizophrenic people in my family
Okay.
that are violent and scream pretty much on a daily basis.
And you want to just get away from that?
Yeah, I was going to join the Marine Corps, but I was Baker acted at 14 years old.
Sky explained how he woke up and explained what were the reasons that led him up to the gate of the school.
I chambered one of the shells in because it only holds 3 rounds, so I put another one in the tube, put it away, and pretty much the only thing I'm feeling this time is just adrenaline rush. It's not anger, it's not hatred, it's just this adrenaline rush that, I'm about to just do something, and I spend most of my time in a room alone, so like I'm getting this rush, so that's what I was feeling.
It moreover feels like he fantasized it like a game and there was no one to stop him. He didn't even think that the gun might work because he remembered that it was bought from an online sale and it dates back to the 1930s.
But till I actually got to the school, the excitement built and it built and it built, and I realized there's no resource officers around. There's no one to stop me like I thought there would be. And I just got into the bathroom. I took my time putting on my gloves, my tactical vest, but as soon as I
went
walked
in the bathroom, you said, and
yes,
and put on your gear.
Everyone would just got into their classroom. It just started, so and then as soon
Further, he explains how he actually got the gun.
I didn't even think the gun would work. That's why I pointed out the door. So then I just shot, and at first I just saw a hole because I couldn't hear right away. But then as soon as I saw.
Are you at least thankful though that no one?
Yeah, I'm very thankful that I asked everyone I could that, because I didn't even know I hit someone until
Make sure you listen to the next minute of conversation carefully, because Bouche is going to explain how he used to get his rage out, but then combining it with isolation led to this incident.
before the age went up to 21. That's when I got it.
And when did you actually get the gun? It came in the mail?
No, I went to the guy's house.
Went to the guy's
It's
house.
a private sale.
So you did a private sale.
Yes, and the gun it's a 1930 shotgun, so there's no papers on it. It's I don't have these like sort of fantasies towards hatreds toward people, and like unless I get really depressed. And I was training martial arts before this. I was training Muay Thai and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And I was feeling, I wasn't depressed or anything, but I just didn't have any friends. And as soon as I got a knee injury, I'm alone in my house and there's nothing to do, so the depression and that rage came back.
At last, the reporters asked if he wanted to give a message to his family or his friends, to whom he denied, and it clearly portrays how alone he actually was. When he was taken away from the sheriff's office, reporters rushed to him, and when they asked him the questions, this is what he had to say.
Unless you have anything else you want to say.
No.
All right.
Or anything to your family?
No.
Do you have any brothers, any sisters?
I've got nothing to say.
Okay, all right, no problem.
Furthermore, Bouche was kept in prison, while he had nothing to say in his defense.
Any questions that I may have. Everything that we're doing here is being recorded. There is a prosecutor over here, someone, an attorney here that here in case you need to consult for any reason.
Finally, the day of the 22nd of April, 2021, Corona was at its peak, so Bouche was presented in front of a jury virtually and was sentenced to 30 years in prison with at least 25 years imprisonment. What are your remarks about this tragic incident? Why would he do this and be so calm and ashamed after doing this? Plus, do you think that 30 years of imprisonment was the right punishment for an unintentional incident? This was the mysterious story of an incident in which a guy allegedly entered a school with a gun, but surrendered himself after shooting a bullet accidentally, and the mystery and conspiracy is still there. That's it for today. Hopefully you liked it. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Do click the bell icon to get the latest updates before anyone else. We'll be back with more interesting stuff soon.